Hey everybody, welcome in. Welcome to my channel. I'm Emily. This is the Reluctant Channeler. Just want to start with one quick thing. This channel is about you. And it's about your inner journey, and it's about your spiritual journey. And I feel like there have been a lot of channels on YouTube, or at least some, that started out this way as like a channel about your personal journey. And I don't know if it's the YouTube algorithm or if there's another reason, but those channels about the journey, the inner journey, have kind of resorted to relationships. And maybe that's for clicks, I'm not sure. But really, I really want this channel to be about you and your inner journey. And if you found me, I think that we're kind of vibing on the same frequency. We're on a similar path. And that, you know, you're right where you're supposed to be. So I will say that if I mention God, I do mean it in an all-encompassing term. Whether it's Gaia, the universe, you know, however you see it, whatever you call that higher power or something greater than yourself, that I may, in a general sense, refer to that as God. So let's get right into it. I'm glad you're here. Thanks. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you found me, you're definitely meant to be here. I've already cleared the space and set my intentions, calling in my angels, guides, and ancestors aligned with the I Am presence and my highest self and the highest self of the collective that I'm reading for. So, Archangel Michael, with his sword of truth and cloak of protection, and that covers you, me, this space. It's a safe little spot for us here in our little corner of the internet. So let's start with the overall theme of the message for today. And like I said, glad you're here. Welcome in. Hopefully you find something that you need. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Thanks, Spirit, for your messages today. Let's look at what are we looking at today? What's the topic of our reading today, Spirit? For our highest good, the highest good of this collective. Release. Pulling weeds. This is the Mystical Garden Oracle from Denise Lynn. Looking at this is really, we got movement on the bottom of the deck and grounding at the top with gnomes. So that's getting to work on getting in touch with our most inner self. Getting grounded, clearing out what's no longer needed, making some room for what's coming for us. You know, I think this is also about clearing out some old patterns, knowing what's good for us, what's not good for us. Something that happened to me, or for me, recently was a situation with my intuition where I kind of chose not to listen to it. I'll do a tarot reading with the Black Seed Tarot. This is a sweet deck and YouTube friendly without naked people. But the pulling weeds is really about getting in touch with the earth, getting in touch with ourselves, getting in touch with what's no longer needed. I lost my train of thought there for a second, but again, my intuition was guiding me not to engage with a certain person who I know has caused drama in really doesn't care about me much at all. And my intuition was saying, like, don't re-engage with that person. There's no need of it. And I did anyway. And I realized that there was actually no reason for to have their phone number in my phone anymore, or to have like the text messages from 2 years ago in my phone anymore. So I just deleted it. And I get the sense that that's a little bit about what this pulling weeds card is about here, and what this reading is about. So we're going to do 5 cards. The first one is your current energy, and you and the current energy that you're in. Let's take a look at you. My air conditioner is running intermittently, so I apologize if that's a loud roar. All right. Change is the energy with the Tower coming out right up front. The next card is the outside influences. Now, this could be people in your immediate vicinity. This could be lessons or voices in your head, so to speak, that are like the naysayer voices. And this is... And let me just pull one more, because I was kind of guiding that energy a little bit, I feel, with the Seven of Swords coming out there, talking about naysayer energy, which is clearly not true. You know, that's kind of... But let's take one... Look at that. Okay. This is a lot of mental, verbal. We do have Mercury going retrograde right quick here. I've not looked at that yet. I'm not sure the exact date. But this is the outside influence. And so there's some... We'll dig into that, because it pulled out a whole pile of swords energy, which is all mental energy. With this third card, what I'm looking at is actually the obstacle, your obstacles at the current moment. The Six of Swords. That's some interesting how these cards are lining up. How to overcome this energy. And the outcome for you. That's the Judgment. And then 3 of Wands. So, with the 9 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I'll just share that with you. And Temperance. So, balance. Okay, this is actually really, really interesting. Mostly interesting is a poor word. It's overused. But I think a lot of us already know that this is the energy that we're in, where we have the Tower, which is about change. This is a beautiful Tower card, because let's just take a quick look here and get a little closer. This Tower is falling. The rocks are falling out of the Tower. It's basically collapsing. You have your Eye of God here, kind of just... and then a rainbow. So this is actually a really beautiful card with the symbology for the Tower, where you have this duck, which ducks, right, in particular, it's all calm on the surface, but underneath they're paddling like crazy, right? And here you have like the Tower's collapsing, you have the Eye of God, you have a rainbow here in the background, which is the promise, right, that everything's going to be okay. But things need to collapse before they get better. So you're in the midst of change. And if you're feeling like me right now, the midst of change, it's like, well, what's really changing? And I'm not really seeing any change. And my readings, I read for myself every single day. My readings are saying you're in transformation, transformation, transformation. And I've been getting that message for months. So this process of change that we're going through, and we have all the outer planets shifting with into different signs from an astrological perspective. So things are changing, and we might not be seeing in this immediate moment what those changes are. I know that I've had some really traumatic and catastrophic things happen in the last couple of months, which I think a lot of people have in some form or another, but we're not really seeing like how that's changed us yet. And like it's almost like we're overcoming this obstacle, this thing that's happening. The rocks are all falling down, but like, okay, so that life that I once had doesn't exist anymore, but what does this new life look like? And that's kind of this space that I think a lot of us are in right now. I know I am in that space right now, particularly. That's with the Tower, it's bringing me back to this 10 pulling weeds card, which is what this whole reading is about. And, you know, in the background here, you know, she's doing the immediate work. This deck's new to me, so I'm getting a closer look at it. And, you know, she's kind of pulling out the dead stuff and putting it in the wheelbarrow here, and she's kind of getting rid of what's kind of no longer adding beauty or life to her garden. But in the background here, you also have this golden field with the cows, which are generally a sign of abundance. Lots of milk. It's a silly thing to say, but hey, you know, sorry if you're lactose intolerant. But so as far as outside influences, we have 7 of Swords, Knight of Swords, 5 of Swords. There's a whole lot of fighting going on in the world. I know that. I'm really not one to pay attention to it. I don't pay attention to the politics much, or the infighting or the party, because, you know, I really do believe that's just mass distraction, truly. But that's kind of what's going on outside of you. And maybe there are some untruths that you've learned over time that need to be gotten rid of, that it really, you're starting to realize aren't true. And then as you kind of move on this, I'm heading toward my truth, I'm cutting out what I no longer need, whether that be people, patterns of behavior, jobs, maybe things that you used to enjoy but no longer can, or no longer finding enjoyable. And then you have certain people in your life. Maybe you went out with drinking buddies and partying, and you've decided, hey, you know, I really don't want to be in that party scene anymore. Like, I'm finding that's not healthy for me. I need to go in my own direction. And then there's backlash, you know, where people are just like, you're too good for us and blah, blah. You know, I've never had that experience in my life, gratefully. And maybe I did and just didn't know it because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on behind my back. But I can't, everybody has a different experience, so I can't speak to all experiences here. But as far as like the energy that you're in a position of just like moving away. That's what the 6 of Swords is saying here is, I'm in my boat and I'm taking everything and just moving away from this situation. And this little Page of Pentacles with his donut, he's so cute. Or she's got a little lotus flower in her hair. But basically what you're doing is you're learning how to create your own peace. And that, it's just like your own peace, your own enjoyment, maybe cutting out some things that you're finding aren't really healthy for you. Like I was saying, just getting out of these patterns of behavior that may have brought you enjoyment in the past that are no longer working for you because you figured out that all those donuts really aren't the best. They're really not making you as happy as you thought they were. Or, you know, the partying or whatever it was. Maybe it was a particular job that really brought you a lot of enjoyment, and now you're deciding, hey, this isn't really what's best for me. So how Spirit is guiding you right now is this Judgment card. There's some illumination happening here. Kind of a Spirit illuminating what's behind the mask. And that might be true of you saying to yourself, well, I've been performative this whole time. I've been performing. I don't really love all these things or enjoy all these things or love this job or whatever the thing is that you're thinking about or in the process of removing from your life. You realize that, like, maybe I'm not so much into the performance anymore. Or as you look around at your friends or coworkers or family members, and you're like, oh, this is so performative. I just don't have the energy to wear the mask anymore. I just don't. And this all feels like it's not work that's going to be done in a day. And it's actually not work that probably is ever really done because we're constantly evolving. But I think this particular time and what the cards are actually showing us is like, this is illumination of our true selves. And we're now in a position where we can express that true self and take the mask off. And it's not necessarily easy, and it's sometimes doesn't seem like as fun, but we're really being called to express our true selves and the way that we were created. So because if you're here on this channel, I really feel like you have a job to do, and I've been guided to relay these messages because it's important. And I'm not sure, with all the talking that's going on out there, if there are a lot of voices that say, hey, like, it's okay for you to walk away from these things that aren't working for you. It's okay to clear out these things that are dead and gone and no longer serve or add beauty to your life. And it's really okay to be you and not who all these people outside of you, or who your parents wanted you to be, or who your siblings wanted you to be, or grandparents, or teachers, or, I mean, older than that, or bosses, you know, all these people that want you to, who they want you to be. And that's it. There's a light being shown on who you truly are right now. The outcome of this is, and it's actually really kind of a challenging card here, as far as an outcome goes, and I can totally relate to this, is where am I going? I had these two wands behind me, and I was like going along and everything was working out just fine, and now like I have my one wand and I'm leaving those two wands behind, and I'm like trying to see the path, but I can't really see it. So I got chuckling about this one a little bit, because it's like, where am I going? I know I'm headed out there somewhere, but what's out there? And this is where I keep getting the message to trust the mystery, right? And also look at it from like a childish, innocent perspective of the adventure. And I used to look, I mean, very much my life was very much that, was this adventure that every day was exciting, and who knows what was around the corner and who I was going to meet, and what new thing I was going to discover. And this recent change that I have gone through myself has brought up a lot of fear, because so much of my life and how I was living it very much has been disrupted, is a good word, like the tower. So this is a reading for me as much as it is for y'all. And let me just get one more on the Three of Wands here, because he really is curious about what's out there and what's coming, and I can't see the path ahead, and I know the choice is to just take a step. Look, and I think it's everything that I just said with the Six of Cups, especially in this particular deck with here's this little innocent baby penguin, and could be his mom, could be his dad, it could be either, right? Just kind of nudging him along and saying, and I feel like this is kind of spirit saying, hey, just go. It's okay. It's okay to, like, go out there. I guess try not to get eaten by an orca. But just, you know what, like, you don't have to stick to me like glue. And just, it's okay. It's safe. I'm watching. I am watching. And I think that's probably the biggest part of this right here, is that it's just the natural order of things right now. We are in the natural order of things, and you're safe, and it's all going to be okay. So thanks for watching. I'm glad you're here. Come back and see me again.